Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. She signed hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans. Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. She signed hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans.
Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over.
People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
The trap has been taken, and Angel Reese is nowhere to be found. Caitlin Clark didn't even touch the ball. She didn't drain a single three.
Angel, pray up. Me bound Reese, I hope you listening. It looks like that line was for my precious CC.
Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs.
Now, see, this the real version of walking your trap and take over your trap. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh my God.
All them jerseys. I would hate Caitlin too. And I wasn't even aware. Wasn't this supposed to be Barbie night or something? Come on, Caitlin walked in and took over.
So Caitlin Clark is not playing the game. And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play on the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap.
I think this is what means when you walk into your trap and take over. She in your city. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about that tweet. I forgot about the tweet. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. I just realized that. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way they came out with that.
Caitlin Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs.
She understands the responsibility of being the face of the league. And I don't necessarily know if she wants it, but she understands it.
Come on, man. I don't know how you could ever imagine, like, how can you compete with this? Come on, just leave it alone, Angel. And this is why I'm saying you be making yourself look crazy, because in all actuality, there's no comparison between you guys.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
She's better at everything. And she had a triple double. She's tied for the third most triple doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
She's just better.
This is why I say, Angel Reese, you need to stop trying to attach yourself to this girl at every turn, because you cannot measure up. You don't have as many followers you have on Instagram. That is great. I will not take away from the fact that you are one of the bigger brands in the WNBA. You are a star in your own right, but you are not Caitlin Clark. It's a difference. It's a difference from De'Aaron Fox being at the All-Star game and Steph Curry being there. It's a difference. I'm sorry, it just is. You need to stop trying to attach yourself to this girl at every turn, because she have officially come to your trap and taken over your trap. Look at all of the fans coming from all over.
Yet somehow she dominated the narrative of the entire night. Imagine being so magnetic, so undeniably captivating, that you walk into your so-called rival's home city and the crowd forgets who they came to see.
This is what you call real results. This is real life. Caitlin on a away game to somebody y'all think is on her level. She walks in and take over. And it's outstanding. I'm pretty sure it was more people there for Caitlin than it was for anybody on Chicago team. See, online, you would think that the person on the other side, the person on Chicago, could even come close to Caitlyn. And when in reality, they can't.
Money Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Might be scorching hot right now. You have been so good on the road lately. 6 straight games, 24 points a game. How are you off to another hot start in a hostile environment?
I think about just staying in rhythm. And when I stay in rhythm, about being aggressive. So as long as I'm aggressive and being myself, they make it easier for me.
Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for 10 from the 3-point line. Off the start, 8 points quick. You knew, oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. This might be her game. Let's keep the hot hand in. Let's keep the hot hand going. Let's set her some big body screens. Get her open. Kelsey Mitchell, she did it all. 7 for 10 from the 3-point line. She got to the rack. She got to the free throw line, carving up the defense, looking like a little snake, how she just slithers in and out of that defense. Kelsey Mitchell, salute to you.
That's exactly what happened in Chicago. And let's be clear, this was the moment the so-called rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese officially flatlined. How do you recover when someone outshines you without even playing? Let's talk about how Caitlin Clark walked into Chicago, took the city over, and left the Sky and Angel Reese scrambling for answers. The United Center wasn't painted in Chicago sky blue that night. No, it was flooded with the Fever's orange and black.
She lit them up. I mean, she was on fire. On fire. She couldn't miss. I mean, everything was in the flow of the offense. Effortless, man. We gotta give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor, 7 of 10 from 3, 35 points. Straight stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. She was cooking their ass today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky are a flat out joke. This team is terrible.
And Kelsey Mitchell had a gargantuan game. Of course, Stephanie White, instead of letting her roll, took her out of the game. I don't understand what the deal is with that. I really don't.
Caitlin Clark stepped into that arena and instantly turned it into her stage. She spent 20 minutes signing autographs, moving through 2/3 of the crowd, and it wasn't just a polite wave or a quick signature. This was full-on Beatlemania. Hundreds of fans lined up, screaming her name, desperate to get a glimpse or a selfie. There's a difference between a star and the star. Chicago felt that difference in real time. It looked less like a WNBA game and more like a pop culture takeover. Clark's presence overshadowed everything. Players warming up, pre-game events, even the home team introductions. And the wild part? She wasn't even suiting up. She was recovering, sitting out. But when your presence alone commands that level of electricity, you don't need to score 30 points to take over. Remember that cringeworthy Reebok campaign Angel Reese pushed during All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis? The walk in your trap, take over your trap nonsense? It was meant to be a power statement.
Aaliyah Boston, she had a solid game. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, only 3 turnovers, a plus 15 on the court, 5 for 9 from the field. She shot efficiently. And 2 steals, 2 blocks as well. So defensively, she did what she needed to do. I think they might have robbed her 1 assist. I think she really had 7 assists. They kept talking about it on the broadcast.
Chloe Bibby made her introduction to the Indiana Fever today right after getting picked up 8 points in 10 minutes and 48 seconds. She outscored Natasha Howard, who only played 12 minutes.
A flex. Fast forward a few months and Caitlin Clark has done exactly that. Except she didn't need a commercial. She lived it. She walked into Reese's city. She took over her fan base. And she did it while injured, signing autographs like royalty while Reese mysteriously disappeared from the spotlight. It's almost poetic. Angel created the trap metaphor, but Clark flipped it on its head. She turned it into a real-life event. One that fans, media, and even Reese's own supporters can't ignore. The trap wasn't just taken over, it was obliterated. And where was Angel Reese? Nowhere to be seen. Another injury. Another conveniently timed absence. The Chicago crowd, already restless from the team's recent struggles, expected their so-called hometown hero to rise up and deliver. Instead, Reese was sidelined again, leaving fans to question if she's even capable of showing up when it matters most. Let's be honest, people are noticing the pattern. Every time a big game or a high-profile matchup rolls around,
Aari McDonald, 10 points, 4 for 8 from the field, 4 assists, 4 turnovers. Aari McDonald, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston and Michaela Timpson really put in the work today.
Reese suddenly has a back problem or a minor issue that keeps her off the court. It's the kind of timing that raises eyebrows and fuels the narrative that maybe, just maybe, she's avoiding the spotlight when the pressure gets too real. Social media isn't helping her case either. Cryptic posts, vague captions, and subtle shade only highlight how out of touch this looks compared to Clark's raw, in-person connection with fans. Here's the thing about Caitlin Clark. She doesn't have to log stats to dominate the conversation. She's redefining what it means to be the face of a league. While others chase sponsorships and carefully curated Instagram moments, Clark is out here creating moments that can't be bought. 200-plus autographs. A crowd so thick, arena staff had to step in to maintain order. Fans who traveled hours just for a chance to see her, even if she wasn't playing. That's the kind of presence you can't fake. That's what separates an authentic star from a manufactured brand. Clark understands that being the face of a league is about connection. Whether she wants that crown or not, she wears it effortlessly. And let's not forget the actual game. Caitlin Clark's teammates decided to prove that Indiana Fever isn't just a one-woman show. Kelsey Mitchell went nuclear, 35 points, 7 for 10 from 3, effortless shooting. It felt like she was in a personal duel with the basket, and the basket lost. Money Mitch put him in a ditch. That's how people are describing it. Her performance wasn't just about scoring. It was about sending a message. Even without their superstar, the Fever can dismantle teams like Chicago with ease. Mitchell's confidence radiated through every shot, every drive, every possession. When you have a teammate like Clark cheering you on from the sidelines, maybe that fire rubs off on you. Mitchell looked unstoppable, and she made sure Chicago felt every bit of that heat. The contrast between the two organizations couldn't be sharper. Indiana looked like a team on the rise, a well-oiled machine with depth, chemistry, and belief. Chicago, they looked like a program in freefall. The stats tell the story. Indiana shot a blistering 48% from three-point range. Chicago, a measly 31%. Indiana moved the ball, recorded 24 assists, and controlled the paint like they owned it. Meanwhile, Chicago scrambled, coughed up 17 turnovers, and played like they were hoping the clock would save them. This wasn't a game. It was a warning shot to the rest of the league. Indiana is building something scary, and Caitlin Clark is only part of the equation. With players like Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston stepping up, this team is deep enough to crush you even when they're brightest stars in street clothes. Here's where things get brutal. No amount of Instagram followers, flashy sponsorships, or PR campaigns can mask the reality. Angel Reese can't compete with this level of organic stardom. She tried to build a brand off this rivalry, but the numbers don't lie. Clark generates headlines whether she plays or not. Clark draws crowds that rival concerts. Clark sells tickets. Reese, she's fighting for relevance, and every time she disappears during key moments, that gap between perception and reality grows wider. It's not personal, it's just the truth. At some point, you have to admit that the rivalry was never real. It was one player trying to ride the coattails of another.
Money Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Might be scorching hot right now. You have been so good on the road lately. 6 straight games, 24 points a game. How are you off to another hot start in a hostile environment?
I think about just staying in rhythm. And when I stay in rhythm, about being aggressive. So as long as I'm aggressive and being myself, They make it.
Now that Clark has taken over the narrative, there's no going back. What's truly scary is that Indiana's success doesn't hinge on Clark having a 40-point night. This team is built to win, period. Aaliyah Boston put up 14 points and 11 rebounds, dominating the paint. Ari McDonald added 10 off the bench. Even role players like Chloe Bibby stepped in with unexpected production. Coach Stephanie White deserves credit here. She's creating a system that thrives on ball movement, spacing, and relentless energy. When Clark returns, defenses won't know who to guard, because Mitchell and Boston have proven they can carry the load. The Fever's rise isn't a fluke. It's a blueprint for how to build a contender, mix a transcendent star with hungry, underrated players who know how to win. Meanwhile, Chicago is spiraling. 4 straight losses. A locker room full of frustration. A front office scrambling to figure out what went wrong. Their roster, which was supposed to compete for a playoff spot, looks lost and uninspired. Their coaching? Questionable at best. Rotations are messy, adjustments are late, and the disconnect between the hype around Angel Reese and her actual on-court impact is starting to show. The Sky don't just have a talent problem, they have a culture problem. Here's the bigger picture. This wasn't just a regular season game. It was a statement. Caitlin Clark is shaping a legacy that transcends box scores. She's proving that star power is about more than points and assists. It's about impact, energy, and the ability to shift the entire atmosphere of a league. Angel Reese? She's being left behind. The longer she leans on PR stunts instead of performance, the more glaring the gap becomes. Let's call it what it is. There was never really a rivalry. You can't have a rivalry when one side is operating on a completely different level. Angel Reese tried to attach herself to Clark's meteoric rise, but you can't fake greatness. Clark's impact is real. It's undeniable. And now, it's unchallenged. Clark walked into Chicago. She signed every autograph, owned every headline, and left without breaking a sweat. That's what dominance looks like. So, what happens next? The Fever will keep climbing. Clark will keep building her legend. And Angel Reese? She's got 2 options. Step up and prove she belongs in the same conversation, or fade into the background while Clark defines the era. Because make no mistake, this is the Caitlin Clark era. The trap is hers now, and there's no taking it back.